Hi everybody, this is Shawna Odette from the Flying Cat Academy. Welcome to lesson number 96. In this lesson we will introduce the student to OW when it's acting as a vowel diphthong. Let's begin by setting up the table. You'll need your sight word list, and you might have the top 160, or by this point you might have moved on to the top 290 sight word list. To find that list, you can go to the flyingcatacademy.com website and go to the guided lessons section. You'll see a subpage there called Extra Resources, and that's what you want. It's on that page. You'll need the sight word study method instruction sheet for the teacher and the card pack for the student, some blank cards, a highlighter, markers, and some pencils. For the phonemic awareness drill, you'll need the teacher instruction sheet and the colored tiles for the student. For the visual drill and auditory drill, you'll need the teacher instruction sheets and the student's card pack. For the blending drill, you'll have to have this one ready to go on the table. And then moving on to the magnetic letter tile drill for reading and spelling, you'll need the teacher instruction sheets and the cookie sheet with the letters spread in a rainbow shape for the student, the syllable pounding instruction sheet, the new phoneme, grapheme, kinesthetic, and discovery sheet, and the sheets for the lesson. We'll have a sort, so you'll need to have this one cut out and ready to go on the table. And there'll be a second sort as well. This one's for the new content part of the lesson when we're talking about OW. And finally, you might have a timer on the table, and you'll need this because at some point you need to introduce the fluency element. This is not part of the OG program, so we have to use a secondary program such as Read Naturally or the 6-minute reading solution to do this. Let's begin with the sight word study method. Student, can you take out your sight word card pack right now? I'd like you to read through every word in the pack. After you read a word correctly, you'll put a check mark in the corner of the card. When you're finished with all the cards, you'll hand the card pack to your teacher, and then it's your teacher's turn to read. Your teacher reads the word, and student, then it's your turn to write it down. After you write a word correctly, use the other corner of the card and put a check mark. Once you're finished with that activity, have a quick discussion about which of those words has been mastered. Mastered words will be removed from the card pack. This leaves space so that you can introduce a new sight word. Do the phonemic awareness drill. Student, you'll need your colored tiles for this one. Your sound is k. Can you say that sound? Now grab a colored tile and pull it to the middle, and we'll call that one k. Now, can you say O? Okay, find a colored tile and put it right after the k. Now tap it and say it and tell me what you have. Did you say you have ko? If you did, that's right. Now get a new tile and call it O. Put it right at the end. Now tap it, say it. Did you say your word is coal? If you did, that's right. Okay, now find the O in coal. I want you to change the O into an oi and tap it and say it. What's your new word? Did you say coil? If you did, that's great. Okay, now find the k in coil. Change the k into a b. What's your new word? Tap it and say it. Did you say boil? If you did, that's right. The water will boil. Okay, now remove the O from boil, and what are you left with? Tap it and say it. Did you say boy? If you did, that's right. Okay, now touch the oi in boy. Change that oi into an oo, and now tap it, say it. Did you say that your new word is boo? Boo, said the ghost. If you did, that's right. Find the b in boo. Change the b into a y. And what's your new word? Tap it and say it. Did you say you? If you did, that's right. Now add a th onto the end of you. And what's your new word? Did you say youth? If you did, that's right. Okay, great job. You can put your tiles away. Let's do the visual drill. Student, what sounds does OU make? Did you say it can say ow as in out or ooh as in group? If you did, that's right. Teacher, do about 6 to 8 flashcards in this way. Let's do the auditory drill. Student, can you say O? Now I'm wondering, what are all the different ways that you know to write O? What are the graphemes? Write them down and say the sound again as you're doing that, and then underline them and say the sound again. And then we'll check your work. Did you say just the letter O on its own can do that? If you did, that's right. And we learned about 3 vowel teams that can also do that. OA, OW, and OE. Okay, teacher, you can do about 6 to 8 cards in this way, and then come back to me. Now it's time for the blending drill. Your teacher might have this one set up on the table for you with the grapheme cards, and you tap each card and say the sounds and then say the whole word. Then the teacher changes the cards by one and you'll tap it and say it and the new word will be said. And on you go. Teacher, you can pause me right now if you would like to do the drill. And if it's not set up, then you can just continue playing the video and I'll provide it here. Let's do some syllable pounding. I'm wondering, student, how many syllables are in this word? Soundlessly. Can you say that word? Soundlessly. He walked soundlessly through the room. Okay, you could put your hand under your chin and say the word. And every time a syllable happens, your chin falls and hits your hand. That would be one way to count them. Otherwise, you can stretch out your arm and say the word. And as you hear the syllables, you tap your arm for each syllable and shoot out one of your fingers. Then you just count your fingers. Okay, how many are in soundlessly? Soundlessly. There's 3. Okay, let's do the next one. Boyishness. Can you say that word? If a man has a quality of still looking like a boy, we could say he has a boyishness about him. How many syllables are in that word? Let's see. Boyishness. I hear 3. Okay, how about this one? Youthful. Can you say that word? An older person that still looks young is youthful. How many syllables are in that one? Did you say 2? If you did, that's right. And how about this one? Awe. Can you say that? If I feel wonder, I feel awe. How many syllables in awe? There's a 1. Okay, now it's time to do the Scooping Syllables worksheet. Teacher, you've got an eye on the time so you'll know how many words can get completed. And student, remember to talk about your thinking as you're working through the sheet. Now we're going to work on adding suffixes to bases. And we've got 2 worksheets to help us do this. The worksheets are divided into the different syllable types, and you're thinking about the great spelling rules for each syllable type. Make your word sums now. We've been talking about the different sounds of OU. Student, can you tell the teacher the 2 sounds that OU can make? Did you say that it can say ow as in out? If you did, that's right. It can also say ooh. And to remember the few words where it actually is saying ooh, we made a picture in a previous lesson and we have a keyword sentence. And if you could tell your teacher that sentence right now, you'll know all the words. I think we said you can get the youth group, or you can take the youth group through that route. Don't know if I got that perfect. So do you hear the ooh in you and through and root? All those oohs are OUs. There's another diphthong that also makes the same sound. If you remember what the other diphthong is that's saying ooh, then can you tell your teacher right now? Well, OO is another way to do that. It could happen in boo and too. So the way to know if we're spelling something with OO or OU when we hear that ooh is we're going to think about that picture and the keyword sentence for OU. If it's not one of those words, you, group, youth, through, root, then we're going to spell the word with OO. Let's do a sort of source right now with your teacher to review this idea and to get it firm in your head. The teacher will read a card with a word on it, and you'll listen to it. And if you hear that it's part of the keyword sentence for OU, then you'll just point to the heading that's OU. And if it's any other word that has that ooh sound in it, you'll know to point to OO. Move into the new content part of the lesson. And as always, we'll start with what we know. So I'm going to bring back an old friend that we met in our vowel team unit. OW can be a vowel team. If it's being a vowel team right now, what sound will it make? So what do you know that OW makes? Did you say O? If you did, that's right. And it can happen in lots of words that this is acting as a vowel team saying O. When it's acting as a vowel team right here, what's this word? Tap it and say it. That word is row. I will row the boat. Could happen here. And what's that word? Tow. I will tow the boat. First I will row the boat and then I will tow the boat. So we're very comfortable with OW acting as a vowel team. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about how it has a second sound. It can also act as a vowel diphthong. Let's look at this word here. When it's a vowel team, how would we say this word? That would be bow, as in a bow and arrow. But now let's use the second sound of OW, which is ow. And we've already learned about another guy that can make this exact same sound, which is OU, as in out. So OW, let's say that sound, ow. Think of someone punched you and you're saying, ow. That's the sound. You could say this word with the ow and you'd have a whole different meaning of the word. So this could be b-ow, bow. I will take a bow. So now I'll just show you how common this is. There's lots and lots of words where OW is saying ow. So say ow in this word and tell me what it is. That word is how. How do you do? And make it say ow again. That would be now. Okay, say ow again. Cow, right? And here's the last one. Wow. So now you know that OW can work as a vowel team or it can work as a vowel diphthong. You tell me the two sounds of OW. It could say O or ow. So the question really is, how do you know when OW is going to say ow and when it's going to say O? And in those little three-letter words, like when you have a consonant and then the OW, you really have to read it both ways to know. There's so many variations there, right? But there are some patterns that can help us. If we have OW followed by an L, it's often going to say ow. So can you tap it and say it as ow? So that would be owl. There's also the OWN pattern, where it would say ow commonly. down, clown. There's quite a few that do that. So let's do a sort right now. And student, I'd like you to tap and read the words on the cards and then sort them. And you're going to have to do a little experimentation. So if you're not sure of how to read the word, you'll just practice saying O or ow and see which one makes sense. So you can take out the sort now and do that. Let's do the magnetic letter tile drill for reading. You'll need your cookie sheet with your letters spread in a rainbow shape. Can you say K? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say O? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say ow? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. And can you say N? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Did you say this word is clown? And did you spell it C-L-O-W-N? If you did, that's right. Okay, put those tiles back and let's try a new word. Can you say D? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say ow? Find the correct tile or tiles and pull them to the middle. And can you say N? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Did you say this word was drown? If you did, that's right, and it's spelled D-R-O-W-N. Okay, teacher, if you have time, you can do more words in this way. And if not, then move right on to the single word list, then the short story, and then you'll add the fluency element. Now let's do the magnetic letter tile drill for spelling. Okay, student, you'll need your cookie sheet with your letters spread in a rainbow shape for this one. Your word is blow. Can you repeat that word? I might say, I will blow a bubble. What's the first sound that you hear in blow? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the next sound that you hear in blow? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. And what's the last sound that you hear in blow? Find the correct tile or tiles and pull them to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Did you say this word is spelled with a B-L-O-W? If you did, that's right. Okay, put those ones back and let's try a new word. Your word is howl. Can you repeat that word? I might say, I heard the wolf howl. What's the first sound that you hear in howl? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the next sound that you hear in howl? Find the correct tile or tiles and pull them to the middle. And what's the last sound that you hear in howl? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Did you spell this one H-O-W-L? If you did, that's right. Okay, try this word. So put those tiles back and get ready for your new one. Your word is you, as in you can do it. What's the first sound that you hear in you? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. And what's the second sound that you hear in you? Find the correct tile or tiles and pull them to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Did you spell this one Y-O-U? If you did, that's right. Okay, now teacher, if you have time, you can do more words in this way. And if not, then student, I'd like you to take out a lined piece of paper and a pencil. We're going to write some single words. Okay, your first word is brown. Can you say that word? I'd like you to tap out the sounds in brown, saying each sound, then say the whole word and write it down. And then we'll check your work. Did you spell this one B-R-O-W-N? If you did, that's right. Okay, try this one. Fowl. If I'm hunting fowl, I might be hunting ducks. Okay, tap out the sounds in fowl and then say the whole word and write it down. Did you spell this one Fowl? If you did, that's right. Okay, try this word. Down. Can you say that word? I will go down the stairs. Okay, tap it. Say the whole word. Write it down. Did you spell this one Down? If you did, that's right. Teacher, you can do more words in this way if there's time, and if not, you can go on to the sentences. The teacher will read the 3 sentences, and the student will choose 2 of them that will be written. Student, after you write a sentence, make sure that you check your work with CHOPS. Do a quick review before you go. What are the 2 sounds that OU can make? Did you say ow as in out and oo as in you, youth, group, right? Good. There's another vowel diphthong that can also say oo as in boo. Can you tell your teacher what one can do that one? Well, let's check it. That's OO can do that one. We had a focus on OW today, and you know that OW can work as a vowel team or as a vowel diphthong. Can you tell your teacher the 2 sounds of OW? Did you say that OW can say O or ow? If you did, that's right. And although it's not an absolute rule, there are some patterns that can help us to know whether the OW is going to say O or ow. And if the OW is followed by an L, it's often going to say ow. So what's that word? That word is owl. And if OW is followed by an N, not an absolute rule by any means, but it often does say ow. So what would that word be? That'd be down. Great job today. This is the end of lesson 96. This is Shawna Odette from the Flying Cat Academy.